everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat. I'm a travel advisor and I'd love to share with you a recap of the first time that I went on a cruise. We sailed on the Disney Wish and it was an amazing experience. It was my first time ever being on a cruise and my first time ever sailing with Disney. If you've been thinking about sailing or just want to see what it's all about, please like and subscribe. I will have a little bit of a series coming up on our Disney cruise experience. And if you need help planning an upcoming Disney trip, reach out to me. Links in my bio on how to get a free quote. I'd love to help. So we sailed out of Port Canaveral, which is about an hour away from the Orlando area. And on this trip, we stayed at Saratoga Springs. So we used Disney transportation from the hotel to the Disney terminal here at Port Canaveral. I also want to share some tips along the way that I've picked up and I cannot wait to implement on our next cruise. But one of them you could witness right here, which is bringing too much stuff on when we were embarking.
For the Ramirez Mercado family.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, I got choked up here. I've been dreaming since I was a little girl to go on a Disney cruise, and to hear them say our name as we were entering and looking around and seeing just all of the magic, and then noticing Cinderella, I definitely had a moment where there were tears. But I want to take us back and reflect on why it's important to pack light for your carry-on. So when you get on board, you won't have access to your room right away, not until about 1:30, and we checked in right around 11 a.m. And we wanted to check out the ship, but we had a lot of bags on us. So I know it's a hot tip to make sure you're ready to go to the pool and have anything you need to change, but try to pare down as much as possible so that you're not weighted down by all your carry-on bags. That's something that I know my family and I are going to be more strategic about on our next cruise. So on the Disney Wish, there's a slide that gives you access to the Kids Club or the Oceaneers Club. It is the coolest way to get to the kids zone on a ship. You can see here's the entrance to the Oceaneers Club. They have a check-in where parents go and register your kids on the first night, and they give you a magic band, which is yours to keep if you'd like for like a $12 purchase, or you could return at the end of the cruise. And that's in the Kids Club has to be wearing their magic band. It just helps them ensure that when they're checked in, they are actually in the club and not anywhere else on the ship. When you check your kids into the Kids Club and get their magic bands, you'll also arrange to have a security password and any authorized adults to come have access to pick up your kids. And also, it's important to share with whoever's an authorized adult what the code is to pick up your kid. So for this trip, we knew we were going to use the It's a Small World nursery for our little one. And I registered her, but then I sent my spouse to go pick her up. And so I forgot to share what the code was with my wife. And so she's texting me, asking me what the code was to pick up our daughter. So be sure to share it with the other authorized adults so that they're not caught off guard by that question at pickup. As you can see here, each of the rooms in the Oceaneers Club has immersive theming. And there's a Marvel's room, and there was a Star Wars room, and there was also a Toy Story room or Pixar room, a fairy tale hall. And what's great about this is that they have programming throughout the day of different activities and crafts for the little ones to participate in, which really makes it a destination for the kiddos to enjoy. The Oceaneers Club is going to be open to check out for an open house when you are embarking on the ship, so the first day. And it's really good to go check it out, especially if you have kiddos that are in the age range to enjoy the Oceaneers Club. It gives them an idea of what's there, and also you could just see what their comfort level is or even interest of wanting to come back. That way, the first time that they're there isn't like a first time alone from parents or whoever is their guardians, so that they can get a good idea of, and you can get a good idea of whether or not they're going to enjoy it. But there's lots of different activities to do. This is the section for the younger range. I think it was like 3 to 4. And so this has a lot more of like soft play items and a little bit of an obstacle course and some slides. My daughter really loved this section. And right next to this room is the It's a Small World nursery. So that is not included with the cost of your Disney cruise, but the rest of the Oceaneers Club is included with the cost, which is great. But for kiddos that are 2 and under, there is an option to reserve time at It's a Small World nursery, which we did as soon as our reservation window opened. We were able to make some reservations for my daughter to have some time in the nursery so that we could enjoy some adult time on the ship. And what's really great about that, though, is that even though it is an added cost, it's super affordable, especially comparable to today's childcare rates. I think it was about $7 an hour. And they are very extensive with the questionnaire that they ask to ensure that your kiddo is going to have as smooth of a transition as possible, which we only utilized one night because we enjoyed a rum tasting on our second night. And so as you can see here is the more younger section of the It's a Small World nursery. My daughter loved all the activities here, and so the theming really helps. She can see characters that she's familiar with and play with new toys. Having her cousins there to help her introduce her to the space was super helpful too. So like I mentioned before, please utilize the open house hours to go with your little ones and check out these spaces that are curated specifically for them, and honestly is a highlight of being on a Disney cruise. So Disney cruises are not the cheapest cruises, but it is definitely worth the money in my opinion. And just to sort of give it an idea of how to make it as affordable as possible for your family, me and my family decided to meet up for this cruise about a year and a half in advance. And so taking advantage of a deal that Disney was running on 50% off deposits really helped us just put a pin in the calendar and make sure that this was going to happen. So a year and a half before this cruise, we put our deposit down and we were paying little by little leading up until the cruise. And then we were making a joke throughout the whole cruise, doing our Disney math and saying that everything was free because we've already paid for it. But it's very much true as far as having most things included and not a lot of additional costs associated with the cruise, which is a major plus. This is our stateroom. We had adjoining doors, and so this is an ocean view room with a porthole, and we had Cinderella themed on our wall, which was really special. Like I mentioned before, we had an adjoining room with our family, and so on the other side they had Frozen themed. That's our beautiful view of Port Canaveral. And then I wanted to make sure that I checked out all the specs when it came to the cooler and storage space. And a fun fact, at least at the time of this cruise, all adults were able, 21 and over, were able to bring either your choice of 2 bottles of wine or champagne, or a 6-pack of beer. And so between my wife and myself, I brought 2 bottles of wine and she brought a 6-pack of beer, which I thought was a really great option considering Disney does not have any drink packages. As you can see, the bathroom split and it does have a tub, which makes it really easy for bath time, and a separate bathroom area for the toilet with a sink as well. Lots of storage, including a really big closet with lots of hangers. Also, pro tip, take the hangers off of the pole at night, especially if you're in a bit of choppy waters and you're a light sleeper. That way it minimizes the, shifting of those hangers. And as you can see, we had a adjoining room, which is a great option if you're traveling with a family. And it was also really fun for the cousins to be able to have easy access to each other. And then we went to our muster drill, where we learned how to put our vests on properly and what we were expected to do in case of emergency. Everyone has to attend, so it's not an optional thing. We were about to set sail, so of course we headed up to the pool and wanted to see our sail away party, which was really special but pretty crowded. So make sure to plan ahead and get there a little bit earlier, especially earlier than we did, so that you can get a good spot for the sail away party. I was able to capture some shots, but just to explain why I'm a little far back, we didn't get the memo until a little bit too late.
That's right. You're on board. Your family and friends become our family. So come on and join our family time. Welcome to our family time. Welcome to our family time. We're happy, giving and taking to the friends we're making. There's nothing we won't do. Welcome to our family. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was so much fun. On our rotational dining, our nights started at Worlds of Marvel, which was such a tasty restaurant. So I think we started off on a good rotation because the menu was delicious and I enjoyed every course of the meal. From the appetizers to the entrees to the dessert, it was delicious. Also, don't forget that these meals are all you care to enjoy. So if there are a couple appetizers you want to try out, or even all of them, you can. If there's a couple entrees that you'd like to sample, or if one that you got served was not what you expected and you wish you would have ordered, what the person to the right of you ordered, you can still order it. All the desserts you'd like, whatever you would like, everything's included with the cost of your cruise when you're at the rotational dining.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Just believe in yourself. 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 Oh yeah! Oh, Daddy was a loving man.
Well, you young daddy, go. So what you had in you?
We just ran into this performance walking out of dinner in the atrium, and having this type of entertainment that was not planned just really made the trip so amazing. Look how cute my girls are. This was such a great trip, and all the attention to details like this. What is this? It's a magic hat. This is what it looks like with the bunk beds. Well, that's just part 1. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Part 2 is coming, where we talk about day 2 and day 3.